Well, that's the new fishing rod. I talked about it before and I hadn't shown it yet. I don't know how well this will show up on here. This isn't the better camera. It's a Shakespeare Tiger, whatever that means. It looked like a good rod. It's not a lightweight. It's not a heavyweight. It's a medium weight rod and reel. And I haven't used it yet. You see the tags are still on it. And everything worked really smooth on it. So I was real pleased with that. Kind of hard holding the camera and working it at the same time too. But I had to take the other half of it off. It would have been poking into the wall there. But I think I'm going to like this one. The other one I have is a real lightweight. I could catch a small fish with it, but it really bent down. And I thought, well, sometimes I like to go after the bigger ones too. And I says, if I just take this one out there and catch most of what I want with it. And my next step, I don't know how soon, at least the next big thing, I've got some other smaller things that I need to get also. But I've been looking at fishing kayaks, and inexpensive ones and expensive ones. I'm looking at some ones that they actually take out in the ocean. Some have a small electric motor, and I would love to have the time to do that kind of stuff. This pole would work well out there. I mean, I don't think I'd go fishing for marlins with this one, but this will pull in some of the bigger fish, good lake trout, stuff like that. And I've watched videos of guys out in the ocean with a kayak fishing for marlins. One guy, the marlin pulled him about 11 miles. It was quite a fight, and I've watched all kinds of extreme fishing, and I've done some extreme camping, but I've never done extreme fishing, and that's got to be a ride. I mean, if I just had like a week or 2 weeks to go and do that kind of stuff, yeah, I think I would really enjoy it, you know. But most of the fishing I do is just, you know, so some of the 16, 25 pounders, stuff like that. So, some of the fish will give you 2 or 3 meals out of them. You know, you can slice some nice fillets out of them and things like that. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy mostly, because for the size of the kayak I want to get, you know, it's more of a leisurely sport for me. I'm not into it highly aggressively, but just enough to keep it fun and enjoyable. I enjoy watching the intense extreme fishermen and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. Maybe, you know, sometime I would get into that. I'm not sure. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it. It's just that I haven't done it yet. And, you know, possibly sometime, you know, I'll get into something like that. But for now, this is, I was real happy when I found this one, just because of the way it, you know, handled and everything like that. And of course, I think any of the better poles you get, they got a nice balance to them and everything just works real smooth. This, I wouldn't say this is top of the line, but it's not cheap either. And I think that rod's going to last me a good long time. So I was real happy to get my hands on that and be able to buy that one. And it's got a, you know, it's got a pretty long rod. Once I put that together, I would say that's almost 8 feet long altogether. I've seen some of the collapsible rods, and I thought about that. Some of the backpackers use them. And one of them that I saw was actually sturdier than what I pictured it would be, because I've been used to poles like this. They just split in the middle, and you know, good fiberglass pole. And I thought with the expandable poles, I thought they might not be very good, but I watched a guy fish with one, and it was a pretty good pole. I was surprised. It was very well made, and it was probably actually pretty close to being comparable with this one as far as, you know, being a medium weight pole. So I was pretty impressed with it, even though my first thoughts of it weren't real good. But once I saw it in action and saw what it could do, and heard some of the reviews on it, I was surprised. So it seems like there's all kinds of fishing rods now and reels and stuff that you can get out there, just depending on what your needs are and stuff like that. When I'm able to get the new kayak, I'm hoping to get some rod holders on it. Usually some of them will come with them, but some of the ones I've seen, they're in the back, and I don't want that. I want them up in front of me, one on each side, where I can run 2 rods if I want to. So I'm gonna have to look around a little bit. They're coming out with more and more all the time, and so I'm kind of looking and trying to save my money toward getting there. So that's going to take me a little while because of the situation I'm in now, paying off some things and stuff like that. So I'm not sure when that will come up, but I'm hoping it'll be not too long, because I really would like to get out on the water and get some videos out there. I want to take the tripod for the video camera and mount that somehow right on the kayak. Hopefully I won't tip over out there with it, and but I think that would make some good videos. And if I could get it mounted up behind me where I could also work it easy, where I could just turn around easy, switch it on and off, I think that would be a good setup. And because anytime you get a view from behind the person's fishing, watching what they reel in and stuff like that, you get a lot better perspective. And so that's some of the stuff I'm hoping to do too eventually. And I'm not sure how soon I'll get down this spring now, but the action where I fish for black bass is real good usually in the spring. They're just jumping all over the place. Of course, they're still small at that time. Later on in the season they get bigger, but it's just fun fishing. I usually throw them back at that point because they're not really worth keeping, any of them. But I haven't tried it later in the season down in that spot, and I want to again sometime, because my dad was saying they get to be a good size down there. So I want to check them out and give them a chance to grow a little bit before I go down there and work at the bigger ones. I'll still go fishing for the small ones, just because I enjoy fishing. I could go out there all day long and just stay there on the water, and I enjoy that stuff. But so that's it for the new rod, and I'll have to pull out some of the tackle sometime and show what I'm using. I got a real good bass lure that I've been using. I got it stuck on a log under the water once. I had to paddle out to it and get that unhooked, but it works pretty good. And I think most any bass lure that you can get that's fairly decent is going to work for you. I don't know what kind I got, but it works. It's not a real big one, and but those little bass, they chase after and bite onto it pretty good. So I'll use worms sometimes and throw a bobber on the line, but for some reason that lure seems to attract them a little better. So I sometimes go between the two. And I think bass anytime are good to catch, no matter what you're using and what size they are. The thing is, this year I'd like to get out and get some that I can keep, and I got one on the pitcher course on the channel that I caught a while back. That was actually a small one. It looks big in the picture. It was kind of funny because I just wanted a picture of it, and then when I looked at the picture, I says, my goodness, that looks like a 16-pound black bass, and it was only like a 7 or 8 inch fish. It was a little one. I tossed him back. But it looks good in the picture, so I put that one up there. But I'd love to be able to catch some of those 16-pounders, and or even bigger. I'm not sure what they top off at, but there's got to be some out there once the season goes on. So I'm hoping to do some of that. But I'll talk to you in the next one.